Good morning. Monday morning, September 23rd, I believe, and it is time for week 5 in this course, and I want to get right into it for everyone this morning. I want to look back at last week, and there's unfortunately not much to look back at. We only had one person participate in the discussion in the normal time frame. Even though we only have a 4-person group, please, I do need you to do that. That is where a lot of things are going to happen. And if I don't see anything, there's nothing I can see to tell me whether we're having an effective presentation of our material or not. So please, there isn't a scheduled discussion this week, so I do urge you, go backwards, make it up, get there. That question of competitive balance is important. It's really something that leagues in particular place a lot of value on, understanding the competitive nature of our league. And what we see is teams are structured in different ways, leagues are structured in different ways in order to maintain that idea of competitive balance. And it is one thing where the field of play, exactly what I mean that, the field, the court, the sport itself really coincides with how the perception of the sport feeds into the economics. If we don't see a competitive league, sometimes that's not beneficial. If we don't see a team that people think have a chance of winning, does that have a ripple effect not just in its local market but back through the entire league? Yet again, if we see a dominant team that is always winning, does that have a ripple effect through the league? So please, I urge you, get in there and see if we can't make up some of that lost ground, okay? Now this week, as I just said, there is no scheduled discussion. Why? Because this is where I traditionally place that midterm exercise. And I tried to give you a preview of it. It is in Unit 5 now. We have some pretty detailed instructions, and we have some new material in Unit 5. Again, this is material that will be going into the new course as we go forward, and I would like everybody to make sure you look at that new material before you attempt to create your paper for the question that's asked by the midterm exam. As I said, I just called it an exam, but it's not really an exam. It's an exercise. It's kind of a summation of some of the things that we've done for the first 4 and now into the 5th week. So this requires a lot of attention. This is a major assignment. This is something I do place a lot of weight on. I do think you can have some fun with it. It's an occurrence that we see happen every year, every season. It will be a little bit more timely and a little bit more on the top of our mind if we were in the midst of the late throes of the NBA season, but we're going to see this happen in so many sports. So please make sure we get into making up that week 4. Make sure you pay attention to the instructions and also the material before you attempt to do this exercise. If you have any questions, please contact me. The other thing I would like people to contact me with, is there a possible time slot where we could set up a video conference so that all 4 students and I can get together and have a general discussion of where things are going? I think we have just the right amount of people to do a live discussion. It's not something that would be required, but it's something I think that you'd find interesting. And also, let's take advantage of the small size that we have. So please, again, I'm going to ask you to go back, make sure you do the competitive balance work before you do this week's work. Make sure you do this week's work about economic values of franchises and the opinions on whether they are valuable to a community or not. And then go ahead, and I'd love to see your best effort come out on this week 5 work. Okay? Thank you very much.